Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video like up. The sun was just rising over Hope Valley, painting the sky with soft gold. When the entire town seemed to awaken to whispers that something extraordinary was coming, the little mining town that once stood for quiet simplicity was again on the edge of a new season. Filled with hope, heartbreak, and a few surprises that not even Elizabeth Thornton could have imagined. As the camera pans across the wooden houses and the new railway depot shimmering with frost, a letter arrives at the post office stamped from Union City. Florence Blakely opens it first, as she always does, with trembling curiosity. The news travels faster than the morning breeze. An important visitor is on the way, someone whose presence could reshape Hope Valley's future. No one knows yet that this mysterious traveler is a man named Adrian Reynolds, an engineer and visionary with plans to expand the valley's reach through a telegraph and electric system. His arrival means progress, but also the fear that Hope Valley's charm will fade beneath modernization. Elizabeth, now balancing motherhood, teaching, and her rekindled romance with Nathan, finds herself torn. She wants her students to have access to the wider world. Yet she fears that the old heartfelt values might vanish if change comes too fast. In one emotional classroom scene, she holds up a book and says softly, "Progress is only beautiful when it keeps the heart of what we already have." The students stare at her, wide-eyed, feeling that something bigger than a lesson is unfolding. Meanwhile, Nathan Grant faces his own crossroad. After years of service and loyalty, he's unexpectedly summoned by his superiors for a confidential assignment. The Mountie headquarters is sending him to a neighboring territory rumored to be plagued by lawlessness. But there's a catch. He must go undercover. The idea of leaving Hope Valley and Elizabeth haunts him. Yet duty has always been his guiding compass. The tension between his Red Surge loyalty and the love he's finally found pulses through every look he shares with Elizabeth. Their goodbye scene, if it comes to that, promises to be one of the most emotional in the show's history. But fans might not have to brace for pure heartbreak, because there's talk that Elizabeth might accompany him on part of the mission as a civilian teacher in the new district. A storyline blending danger, romance, and adventure far beyond the classroom walls. Across town, Lee Coulter's lumber business is booming again, but with new investors comes trouble. One of the investors, an elegant but calculating woman named Veronica Hayes, arrives under the guise of business expansion. Her connection to Henry Gowan runs deeper than anyone realizes. She once worked alongside him years before he came to Hope Valley, and she carries a secret about his past that could either redeem or destroy him. Henry himself has been quietly working to make amends for every wrong choice of his life. The season paints him not as a villain, but as a man seeking grace. In one unforgettable scene, he stands outside the church in the middle of a thunderstorm, the rain mixing with his tears as he whispers, "I built my life on stone and now I must rebuild it on faith." It's raw, human, and pure WCTH. Meanwhile, Rosemary Coulter's newspaper, The Valley Voice, becomes the lifeblood of the community again. Yet a sudden influx of outsiders threatens her credibility when national journalists arrive to cover the town's transformation. Rosemary fears that Hope Valley's intimate charm will be turned into sensational headlines. In a fiery editorial meeting, she declares they can have their big stories, but the real truth is written in the hearts of the people who live here. Her passion draws admiration and conflict. For the first time, she faces a rival journalist named Clara Finch, who believes facts matter more than feelings. Their journalistic duel brings humor, drama, and plenty of sharp-witted exchanges that viewers will love. On the romantic front, new sparks are flying in the most unexpected corners. Fiona Miller, back from San Francisco, returns with a dream of starting a women's mechanical school. Her modern ideas clash with some of the older townsfolk, but she finds an unlikely ally in Joseph Canfield, whose moral grounding balances her innovation. Their growing friendship slowly turns into something more tender. More meaningful, a storyline that celebrates quiet love over instant passion. And then there's Allie Grant, no longer a child, now stepping into young adulthood. She's preparing to leave for teacher's college, yet she's hiding a letter from a young man in Union City who's been writing to her for months. Nathan's protective instincts ignite when he discovers it, leading to heartfelt father-daughter moments that test his trust and her independence. It's both emotional and nostalgic, echoing Elizabeth's journey years ago. When she first came to Hope Valley, the town also welcomes a new family, the Morgans, who arrive from Boston. After losing everything in a financial scandal, their eldest daughter, Charlotte Morgan, quickly captures everyone's attention with her outspoken nature and her mysterious connection to one of the Mounties, stationed nearby. Rumors swirl that she's hiding from someone powerful. And her story soon intertwines with Lucas Bouchard's return. Yes, Lucas, though he left Hope Valley months ago, his shadow still lingers. Letters from him occasionally reach Elizabeth, filled with poetic musings and apologies that Nathan pretends not to notice. But when word spreads that Lucas has been appointed as a liaison for the new railway expansion, speculation erupts. Will he return to town? Will his presence reopen old wounds or help everyone finally heal? Fans will see a more mature, introspective Lucusa man trying to make peace with his choices, realizing that love is not about possession but understanding. His reappearance, if it happens, is said to shake Nathan and Elizabeth's relationship to its core. Yet this time the love triangle won't be about rivalry, but resolution. Each man will be forced to confront what they truly want and who they are without her at the church. Faith Carter's medical clinic is facing closure due to government restrictions. She must decide whether to move to a larger city or fight for Hope Valley's independence. In one standout scene, she gives a heartfelt speech to the town. A place isn't just defined by how many people live in it, but by how much life it gives to those who stay. That line alone could become this season's emotional cornerstone. Even Bill, Avery, finds himself pulled into new mysteries. After years of chasing justice, he receives a letter from an old acquaintance in Hamilton, claiming that an unsolved case from his past may be connected to a prominent family in Hope Valley. This storyline promises an edge of suspense and nostalgia, one that might reintroduce faces viewers thought they'd never see again. As the season unfolds, Hope Valley prepares for its first Festival of Light, a town-wide celebration meant to symbolize unity, faith, and rebirth. The entire valley glows with lanterns, each carrying a wish for the future. Viewers can expect stunning cinematography, golden lanterns drifting into the twilight sky, while Elizabeth narrates softly about forgiveness and second chances. It's pure Hallmark magic, yet beneath the beauty, trouble brews. The railway's expansion brings outside contractors, some less honorable than others. A devastating accident at the construction site leaves the town shaken, and suspicion grows that sabotage may be involved. The investigation threatens to divide neighbors, with accusations flying and trust breaking. In the midst of the chaos, Nathan must lead with both his badge and his heart, balancing justice and compassion. Meanwhile, young Jack Thornton Jr. becomes a bridge between the past and the future. He's now old enough to ask about his father. And Elizabeth must finally share the truth about the man who once wore the red serge. The scenes between mother and son are poignant, filled with quiet strength and tender love. When Jack Jr. later visits the Mountie Memorial with Nathan beside him, viewers will feel a full circle moment, blending of legacy and new beginnings. There's also a hint of a larger arc building through the season, a secret society of industrialists who have their eyes on Hope Valley's resources. What begins as a subplot could turn into the next major storyline, pulling multiple characters into moral dilemmas about loyalty, greed, and the cost of progress. Rosemary, ever the town's beating heart, covers documents suggesting that Hope Valley was built on land with deeper historical ties than anyone knew. There might be a hidden deed, a lost inheritance, or even a buried connection to Elizabeth's own family history. That revelation could redefine everything fans thought they knew about the valley's origin story. The writers are also said to be planning a special two-part Christmas episode for 2025. The first part centers on the town facing a blizzard that isolates them from the outside world, forcing everyone to rely on each other in ways they never expected. The second part will bring back several legacy characters for emotional reunions by candlelight. Picture Lucas walking in through the stormlit doors of the saloon, or Abigail Stanton sending a surprise message of faith from afar. Those heartwarming moments will melt even the iciest December night. Visually, the season promises a shift toward richer cinematography, golden hour shots, sweeping mountain views, and candlelit interiors, giving it a cinematic glow. The tone is both nostalgic and daring, showing that when calls, the heart can evolve without losing its soul. One of the most intriguing